Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 livecast. We're going to be playing and commentating live on Heart of the Swarm ladder in the Masters League. We'll see what we get here. We have a Terran opponent. So I'm going to be trying my 3-base Raven opener, where I kind of rush to 3 bases, unless he's 1 base cheesing me, in which case I'll just stop at 2.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
I have a feeling the in-game sound was a little too loud in my last
Not
two
enough
recordings, if I
minerals.
remember right, so let me see if I can change that quickly.
SCV ready.
Alright, Starcraft down. I ain't sure if this mixer actually affects the recording or not, but we'll find out. Okay, we're back.
SCV ready. Roger.
So we'll be opening 1 Rax Fast Expand, early wall off to keep him in the dark.
SCV ready.
And then we'll go scout my opponent. I'm contemplating scouting a lot earlier, in case he does the same sort of wall off I do. I can actually get in.
Additional supply depots required.
Go
Not
ahead.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Yep. Huh? Yes, sir.
Not enough
SCV
minerals.
ready.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the gear. Sure thing. Gotcha.
Base is under
That's
attack.
close.
SCV ready. Will do. Bad news. Uh-huh. What's going on? SCV ready. Ah! You scared me! SCV ready. Big job,
We
huh?
have no gas for my opponent.
This better be good. Move it! I'm going!
Makes me feel pretty safe.
Yeah! Yeah, whatever. Go
Not
ahead.
base is under attack. Upgrade. Not enough minerals.
Armed and ready.
Not enough minerals.
I don't know if that's worth it, but he definitely had to build his command center out of position. I doubt he'll cancel it, it'll cost him too much money. So, it was a little bit of time having to float it over.
Ah!
Probably not worth it. Oops. Oh, I didn't want that gas yet.
Big job. SCV ready.
Let's put 2 in gas, because I really want to get another command center here.
Want a piece of me, boy? It's your dime. SCV ready. We hear you. Yeah. Bad news? What's going on? Huh? SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Bad news? I can't build here. Gangway, coming through. What's going on? Big job, SCV ready. Been waiting on you. You gonna give me orders? SCV ready.
Let's transfer some guys up there while I can.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Gotcha. SCV ready. SCV ready. Huh?
Not enough minerals.
In the rear
Upgrade
with the
complete.
gear. Go
Not
ahead.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Ah! You scared me!
Upgrade complete.
Uh-huh.
Add-on complete.
SCV ready. Big job, huh?
Probably
Not
start my
enough
turret ring.
minerals.
SCV
I'm low
over
minerals
down.
here.
SCV ready. In the
I got so many gas.
SCV ready. Roger. SCV ready. Move it.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Ah! SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Add-on complete.
Armed and ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Yeah, yeah.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Huh? Bad
Not
news?
enough minerals.
We hear you. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, whatever.
Additional supply depots required.
What's going on?
Not enough minerals required. Add-on complete.
Sure thing.
State your request.
SCV ready. We'll butter my
Not enough
biscuit.
minerals. Research complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Research complete.
Well,
Raven online.
go ahead.
Additional supply. Not enough minerals.
Okay, so I think I'm more or less ready to defend the different attacks that can come.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Big job, huh? In the rear with the...
Add-on complete. Not additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Add-on complete.
Ah! You scared me! Yo! SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
At your disposal.
What's going on?
Base is under attack.
SCV ready. Yep. You're the boss.
awaiting orders.
You gonna give me orders?
State your request.
In the rear with the gear.
Upgrade base is under attack.
Go ahead.
This vessel will comply. Job confirmed.
SCV ready.
Okay, doing get offensive now. Gotta get my upgrades, switch to battle cruisers. We'll take the space.
What's going on? SCV ready. Gotcha.
Make sure he doesn't have the gold.
Commencing.
I'll check this third.
Underway.
Huh? We hear you. There's something in the way. Uh-huh.
State your request. System.
So back switch.
Not enough energy. Your forces are under attack.
It's kind of unfortunate. Oh, this is really unfortunate.
Order acknowledged. Survey. Understood. Command authority ready. Right of way ready. This vessel will systems right. Commencing. Job confirmed. Immediately. Order accepted. Online.
SCV ready. Big jump. Bad news. SCV ready. Yep.
Awaiting orders.
Our SCVs are under attack. Upgrade complete. Our SCVs are under attack.
Battlefield ready for service. State your request. Order accepted. Target acquired. Command authority underway. This vessel will comply. Order acknowledged.
Bad news.
Research complete. Additional supply depots required.
Huh? There's something in the way.
Engineering at your
Additional
disposal.
supply depots required. Additional unacceptable landing zone. Upgrade complete.
What's going on?
Research complete.
Scanning battlefield.
Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted. Upgrade complete.
Ready for
Eighth gate.
It's hard for me to tell how that game was going. I felt ahead, but I also felt I could get contained pretty easily there. My BC switch is a little bit late. And I threw away a lot of Ravens trying to get aggressive. Like, I had some good engagements. I'm like, let's just go ahead and kill them with Ravens, and then No, even with early structure armor on my auto turrets, it seemed like those Marines did good damage to me. What I actually should have done when I went into this base, this was the Terran third up here, is I should have clustered all my auto turrets along this path, like this. You know, it still has range to take out this command center and force him off mining, but then if he comes running up with Marines, I have all my auto turrets like with a nice concave and all of them in range fighting at once. Instead I spread them everywhere, so as the Marines came up, they were only fighting like 2 or 3 auto turrets at a time. Which basically, if you have all the auto turrets here, he has to do just as much DPS to me, but I'm doing like 4 times the DPS because I have 12 auto turrets shooting at once instead of his 2 or 3. Vikings are pretty obvious, especially when I saw he's throwing down 2 more factories. That makes me think, okay, he might be going mech. And with mech, the only anti-earth mech is Vikings, really. Besides, well, I guess the Thors are better now since they have that high impact payload. Don't make you think that that means Thors are good versus BCs. It just means they're not absolutely terrible anymore. But still dollar for dollar BCs slaughter Thors. So pretty even harvester count at this point. Difference is, looks like my opponent's on 2 base and I've taken my quick 3. So my harvester count should be jumping ahead, but I'm building all this production and stuff, and my minerals are so low that I was actually sacrificing SCV cycles, which just perpetuates the problem. You know, like getting SCVs is what would get me the minerals I need. Is he really still ahead on only 2 orbitals? Yeah, I guess so. It's pretty bad. But he's got very good saturation for 2 base, so he's going to make a little push here. I got double tap siege tanks with Seeker Missile. And even if they're clustered together like this, it's still going to take 4 Seekers, like 2 for each. Because if you put 1 on each, they'll both take 100 damage, and then they'll both take 50 in splash, which is 150. And unfortunately, siege tanks have 160. You can probably kill 3 clumped up siege tanks with 4 Seekers, but lose my train of thought here. Yeah, but there's no way to use the splash damage to save any Seeker Missile energy against 2 tanks. That's pretty neat. I mean, I got to do 3,000 damage. It drained all my energy. And this is, you know, that was a lot of Seekers. I'm getting pretty aggressive here with the very low energy count on these guys. And this is what I mean with the spread. We have 12 auto turrets, right? So if I had all 12 auto turrets right here, I mean, obviously the Vikings are going to be a different story, but when this comes running up, I'm going to be doing a lot more damage to that stuff. Probably even able to kill off like a third or even half of it, depending on how piecemeal it walks up the ramp. And right now I should be getting out of here. Once I see that I have Stim Marines, Stim Marines are just too good. I tried to fall back to protection auto turrets, but that was a big mistake. As bad as running out the middle of this is, running backwards just would have made me die even quicker. Luckily, reinforcement Ravens brought me the necessary energy to throw down some zoning auto turrets and allow me to escape with the majority of my Ravens, or at least half of them, I'd say. But you can see I just lost like 1,500 bucks with the Ravens. That's a lot of gas. It's like 1,000 gas down the drain. I don't even know if it's better to have the PFs like this direction or this direction anyway, so I don't mind moving this command center over. I mean, this seems like the more natural attack path to come in, but then you have to go through a choke. So maybe this is the natural attack path to come in because it's a little easier. Plus, if you're in the middle, it's kind of like that's the middle path you would take to come in. I don't know. Income's looking really good in my favor here. And I guess it's all whether I can establish this base or not. So I guess this is where he quits. No Yamato's left. But this army is looking pretty barren. He kind of he was upgrading his bio, then he tried to add in Thors. I guess he thought Thors would help with this. Thors actually do really good damage versus Ravens, because the Ravens are light units, so they get the bonus damage of the Thors. You know, plus the Thors do splash damage, so you got huge amounts of damage, and it's multiplied by splash. So maybe that was his concept, but of course BC's changed that a bit. I got 4 BCs. I feel my economy is probably good enough to keep pumping BCs 4 at a time too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I already got another one queued up. So I got 4 BCs coming, 1 more queued up, which means I need 1200 gas for the next 3. Yeah, I can do this round of BCs and then 1 more afterwards, because I think this will be 1200 gas by the time I go through. So that'll be 12 BCs out in the field with a flock of Ravens to support. That's not bad. This might be getting taken down, but we'll depend how it goes. This one would definitely land though, and I think this army wouldn't be an issue for me to come kill. Just push out the battle cruisers, bring some SCVs and auto repair, and then these guys have got a lot of energy, so 1 PDD and a couple seeker missiles would probably do the trick to support the BCs there. Hey, look, I'm not the only one who builds it 1 hex away off. You should have built it over here. One thing I forgot to mix into this build is I like to just randomly put Widow Mines at his expansions. Like, even if you have terrible map awareness like me, you can just kind of look at the map and say, okay, the Widow Mine I put at his 3rd is gone, so he's probably, but the Widow Mine I put at his 4th is still there, so he's probably on 3 base. So if you're like looking at the minimap once every 2 minutes, you can just kind of look and say, okay, I got a good idea of where he's at. Or you can put like a Widow Mine at his 3rd and at his 4th. Then if you're like 12 minutes in the game and those Widow Mines are still there, you're like, okay, he's either like tried to ninja a base somewhere, like the gold, or he's gearing up for a gigantic 2 base timing, and I better just prep all the defenses I can. Yeah, I got a little, when I killed his initial push, that was definitely a mistake. Because I killed all the Raven energy, so even though his army got smaller, my army got smaller too, because my army has nothing to do with supply, my army has to do with like the amount of energy I have on my Ravens. I threw down like 8 Seeker missiles and 2 auto turrets. So even though I have 10 Ravens here, it looks like I only have about 600 energy total. Where I think to go out aggressive with Ravens at this point, even though I know like he's lost a big chunk of his army, I think it would only make sense to go out with like 1500 plus energy. Because not only do you need enough auto turret harass to make it worthwhile to get there, but you need to also be able to, cover your retreat with more auto turrets, zoning seeker missiles, maybe a PDD once I get close to the missile turrets here. Could have been a whole different game if those reinforcement Ravens didn't show up. I think I would have lost every single Raven on the retreat back home. Anyways, with that, we'll call it the end of this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check the description for a thumbs up link, and goodbye.